I never thought that I will come to China. Try to get some position in US, UK, or means other English countries. But I have never expected that I will come to China. I came in China in 2018, and at that time I observed that people of China are very, very helpful. But in China, if I will say, with according to my observation from last these 3 years, for the PhD students and master students, they have to be focused only for a particular subject. That's why these people have more knowledge of a particular subjects, and that's why going more and more, or maybe they are progressing more and more in a particular subjects, and that's why the China is developing day by day. It will be a good experience for him, and he should take such initiative to come at China, and also he will learn the new phase of life and he will interact with different peoples of China. He will enjoy the culture.
Welcome back to another episode of Living in China. It's King Kwesi once again on Bless His Word. If you are here for the first time, there are 3 things I want you guys to do for me. Please subscribe and be part of the family. Turn on the post notification button to be notified every time we upload a new video on the channel. And 2, like the video. Liking the video will help the video to grow. And 3, share any of our content with a friend and tell a friend about Bless His Word. And let's grow this channel together. I'm so excited. I feel so honored today to have this brother right here on the channel to share his life experiences about life in China. He's not an ordinary person in China. He's an associate professor of the Shandong University in China in the city of Weihai. Sir, thank you so much for being part of this series.
Okay, how should I start? This is my first time with you, and first time such kind of video. And okay, first I should tell my name. My name is Aman Rohilla, and I came from India. That's okay. Okay, and I came in China in 2018, and it's almost 3.5 years I have finished, or I have passed in China, and I'm enjoying my life until now.
Almost 4 years in China.
Yeah, it's almost 4 years in China, and still I don't know how long I will stay here. And for now, I will say that the life here for me is good.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Now, why did you come to China in the first place?
Okay, the first thing why I came to China, before coming to China, I applied to different countries for some work and some postdoctoral position. Okay, first let me tell you about something myself. I have done my PhD in nuclear physics from University of Delhi, in the New Delhi, capital of India. And after that, I worked in some of the university as an assistant professor, but to get some good job in one of the famous institutes of India, there are some requirements, and to fulfill that requirement, I tried to get some opportunity in foreign countries, and then all of a sudden I got some opportunity from China, and I joined as a postdoc in 2018 July in China in the Institute of Modern Physics, Chinese Academy of Sciences. Thereafter, I'm continuously working in China, and yeah, it's good for me.
You told me before that you are an associate professor of the Shandong University in Weihai.
Yeah, I joined in Weihai at Shandong University in December last month of 2021, and it's almost, I have finished 1 month, and now, as you know, during these days the Spring Festival is going on, and I have only interacted very little with the students of the Shandong University in our department, and my department is Department of Space Science and Physics, and maybe after Spring Festival I will get more chance to contact with the students, and will get more chance to have more introduction with them, and maybe later I can say that what I observe about these students of Chinese at Shandong University.
How does it feel to be an associate professor in an university in China?
Yeah, it's a good experience for me. For example, for having a teacher in foreign country is totally different for everyone who is doing any kind of job in his country. And I think in his life, at least one person should have such kind of experience in his life, and this way he will get more chances to have a collaboration with different universities, and also get to know about different working style of the places where that person used to work in the future, or maybe at present.
So, being in China for almost 4 years, what is your observation of the Chinese people?
Okay, for me, I came in, for example, I came in China in 2018, and at that time I observed that people of China are very, very helpful, and also means they are very, I should say, sweet, but they are, but they are very good from their heart. They are not the people who used to cheat. They are very, very good from their heart. I remember one incident. I went to some market to buy some vegetables, and as I'm not so good in Chinese language, and that person, I remember, I left some penny with that person, and the next day when I went again to buy the vegetables to that shop, and I remember then he returned the money to me that you
Wow.
yesterday forget the money here, and we have taken some little large money from you, and that's why I observe that people of China are good from their heart, good from their life, and very helpful.
So you mean the Chinese society, the people here are very helpful. That is observation, right?
Yes, I will say they are very helpful in their daily life. For example, for me, I'm not a Chinese person who can speak Chinese, but they always used to help me whenever I need them. Let's take the example of students or teachers or my colleagues. Everyone is so comfortable while helping me with me. That's why I enjoy, or I will say they are very good.
Very
People
good.
are very good. Yeah.
The people are very good. An associate professor in China, what are some of the strategies that you put in place to make sure that students really learn what you teach them?
Okay, for any person who want to work in China, or for example, for a person like me who came to China with an English language, and you know that China is not still not so good in English, and still the people are learning and progressing more and more day by day, and for them I think it will take a little bit more time, and especially for the students because they are the future of China, and with time, as their communication skill will improve, I think the classes in the university will be more good. And for right now my experience is like that I have to be very slow in my language and in my contents of the subjects, so I have to speak little bit slowly with them. I have to take more attention, or I have to give more attention to those students while teaching them. So but it's okay, with time they are also getting habitual to me, and it's a good time.
Are your students mainly Chinese students or you have foreign students in your class?
In my class, I have only PhD students or master students, and I don't know about the undergraduate students because when I joined, all of these this spring festival has started, and after that the undergraduate students will come to the university, and thereafter I will get to know about them, what kind of those students are and how to deal with those students. But for now, PhD students are good; they are working hard, and I'm helping them with their papers and other things. So for me it's also a new experience, and I think for the students is also a new experience for them also, because they will also learn from my research experiences, and yeah,
So
we will go together.
I want to know, these students, these PhD students, are they Chinese or foreigners?
These students are only Chinese right now,
They are only
because in
Chinese.
Shandong University, in our department, we don't have any foreign students who is doing PhD. Maybe in the future, maybe in the coming years, we will have some PhD or postdoc in our group, and we are trying on, or we are working on that to get some project from the Chinese Academy of, Chinese government, so that in the future we can have some foreigner to work here as a postdoc, or to do some PhD in the Shandong University.
In your own opinion, do you think it's a good thing for foreigners to come teach in China?
I think it is good if a foreigner from other country except this China is coming to China and to work here as a teacher or some expert or some any kind of teacher in China. I think it's a good experience for him. It will be a good experience for him, and he should take such initiative to come at China, and also he will learn the new phase of life and he will interact with different peoples of China. He will enjoy the culture. I think mostly I will say he will enjoy surely in China about his life, whatever the days he will live in China.
How is teaching in China different from where you come from, India?
Okay, I came from India, and I used to teach, or taught for almost more than 2 years in one of the colleges of IPU University at New Delhi. And if I will compare the teaching life or the teaching quality of China and India, I think in China, the people or the teaching is mainly focused on a particular subject. But in India, I will say, for example, about my studies for my bachelor's, for my master's, we have a variety of subjects in our classes, and we have to learn many things. But in China, if I will say, with according to my observation from last these 3 years, for the PhD students and master students, they have to be focused only for a particular subject, not on the different subjects. So that's why these people have more knowledge of a particular subjects, and that's why going more and more, or maybe they are progressing more and more in a particular subjects, and that's why the China is developing day by day.
So you think China is developing day by day. Before coming to China, did you think that China is this developed?
I never thought that I will come to China. I try to get some position in US, UK, or means other English countries, but I have never expected that I will come to China. But by my luck or by God grace, I came to China, and after coming to China, I have never thought that I will stay for so long. I thought I will complete my postdoctoral in 2 years, and then I will get switched to some different English country, or I will get some good job in India. But after working of last 2 years or first 2 years of my life at China, I don't know how all the things goes, and I become I started to live a Chinese life here. I started to live a Chinese life here, and day by day, I started to like China also, because the quality of life that the people are living here, the everything whatever I have faced or observed for the peoples or for me. And also one more thing I have observed, that Chinese government put a lot of efforts for the foreigners, and for their safety, for their lifestyles. I remember one incident in 2019 July. Chinese government from Gansu government selected me to visit some middle school of the China, and there I interacted with some students of the middle school, and they are from Gulong middle number 4 school. Those students are so heart, so good from their heart. I think they have seen first time a foreigner, and all of the students are so good to me. I interacted almost more than half an hour with them. I remember some students are so friendly with them, and they try to hug me. Like, we want to hug you. You are so cute. I don't know how, but I like those students. And Chinese government is still doing a lot of efforts for those students who are living in the mountains or those distant places where all the facilities cannot be properly provided. But I like the efforts put by Chinese government for those peoples, and also for the foreigners' life, so that they can observe more life and have more experiences about the Chinese culture, life, and every aspects.
All right. What is one thing that you miss about your home country, India, that you don't get in China?
Okay. As all we know, the last 3 years or almost more than 2 years, every person in each country has suffered the problem of this COVID situation, and it's almost, I will finish the 3 years of my China, and I have not visited my parents, my home. So for now, I will say that I'm missing my parents, and every time when I have interaction with my parents, they always say, when will you come back, when will you come back? And every time I have to lie them, okay, the flights are about to re-get open, and maybe soon I will visit them. And that's the thing, I only miss my parents, my country, my lifestyle in India, my food. My food in India. Being a vegetarian, for me, it's little difficult for me to get the food, but I'm happy that I can get every vegetables. I used to cook myself, but I'm happy that I can get every vegetable in China which I used to eat, and I'm happy. But still, I'm missing the Indian food.
All right. Do you feel safe as a foreigner in China?
Yes, I will say about the safety concern. China is very strict about his regulations and the safety for every person of China. Maybe he is a Chinese or some foreigner, but for me, I will say a foreigner. In my last 3 years, every person or every institute has given me enough safety or safety so that I can live my life very easily. And I don't think that we need any kind of safety in China, because the people are so good and so well mannered. I don't think you need. You can go anytime, anywhere you like, at any time.
Yeah, that's one thing I've observed
Yes.
about China. You can go out in the middle
Anytime
of
you
the
can
night.
go anytime. You don't have to think that okay, it's midnight. You should go or not. It's not like other countries. It's quite safe. I
Right.
also travel sometimes during my conference flights. Sometimes I used to come in the night around 12, and I took taxi, sometimes bus. That's okay for me. I never face such kind of problem. I never also I have never observed that people are shouting on the streets, shouting on the bus. They are fighting. No, I have never faced. They are everywhere is so silence, and Weihai is also very silent city
Well, yeah.
according to in comparison to Lenzhou.
So you like Weihai?
Yeah, it's Weihai is good, but for me it's very windy.
It's very
It is
windy.
windy. Yeah, always day by day a lot of winds, strong winds. Yeah, snowfall. Snowfall is okay for me. Cold is okay for me, but I don't like wind.
You don't like
It's
wind.
too cold. Yeah, too freezing.
Do you feel there's so much expectation on you as a teacher in China?
Okay, according for this, I will say that when I joined as a postdoc in Institute of Modern Physics at Lenzhou, in the starting few months, I felt very pressure that you have to do this thing, you have to do this thing, and the type of technique which I developed there for the Chinese government in the future, which we can use for some measurements of physics, to study physics. I did a lot of work because that was my expertise during my PhD. I developed a setup there, and first few months of my life at Lenzhou was very strict for me, or very hard working for me. I learned most of the new things by myself, which I have not learned during my PhD, during my masters. But that's okay. That's a part of life. And one also, I will say that I enjoyed my life with the work. So I think if you are really a good worker, that's the normal thing. Work and hard work go side by side, and enjoyment also.
What advice would you give to foreigners who are looking forward to come to China to work?
Okay, I have a small and maybe if you want to take that advice or not, but I will say that any foreigner who is willing to come, or who is thinking to come in the future, in the near future, to work or to have some study here, I think he should take some initiative to come here, because the life, the style, and everything, whatever you face during your life at China as a teacher, as a student, you will enjoy surely. I'm sure that you must. So I will say you should come here at China. You should work here. You will enjoy, I think, more than your country.
How good is your Chinese?
My Chinese, I will not say is so good, but I know a few words, and from those words, first word which I'm very good in speaking is only ni hao.
So what's your favorite Chinese phrase or word?
What is my favorite
Favorite Chinese word or phrase?
phrase? Okay. Recently, I learned a new. I will say Gonian Hao.
Gonian Hao, that means
Happy New
Happy New Year.
Yes. And for me, don't expect many things from me about Chinese. I'm not a good learner of Chinese. Maybe in the coming years, I will give more time to learn the Chinese if I want to continue my life here for a more time. That's why. But for now, my Chinese is not so good. Only ni hao, gonian hao, I learned.
So our last question before I let you go. What is the future for Professor Aman?
My future, I think is good. I'm working hard, and I'm trying to get more funds from the government to the Shandong University, and I'm trying my best. And it will also improve my career skills, and maybe in the future the students will. I have to get enroll some students for PhD at Shandong University, and maybe some foreigners can also try to work here in the Shandong University to have some PhD position, or maybe the postdoctoral position if somebody want to have.
All right, Professor, thank you so much for talking to me. And I believe that your story will go a long way to help other foreigners settle well in this country. Thank you so much, sir.
thanks, King Crazy. Yes, you have made this video a while, means this kind of communication are very good. And in the starting, I was feeling very, very nervous because it's like a children exam on the first day. But for me, yes, now I get comfortable with that, and I'm trying to I have expressed my experiences with the Crazy, and I will only lastly say that please give more more likings to this video, spread to your friends, and I will say subscribe more and support more and give more love to King Crazy.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Professor. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
okay.